So I have no problem with it.
So we are going to start off this ban phase here. We do see
So we
Camille.
see the Mordekaiser ban, which is what their mid laner has actually elected to pick in most scenarios. Sorry, I have to answer the door quickly. Yeah.
So as Aaron takes care of his business here, we're going to see Camille taken away along with MF and Akali. So we did see Jeffrey play that Akali, I think accidentally, honestly, but he did carry on it. So it's going to be cool to see.
Sorry about that. I'm back. So we see Akali and MF banned, really leaving a lot for Jeffrey to pick in the top lane, right?
Yeah, I do think that Jeffrey does have a lot of options. He's going to be at that last pick, so I think GMR might see like, oh, maybe it's better to pick some stuff later. But we're going to see Wayne play the Ornn. It's going to be really interesting.
Okay, I'm really proud of him. He's conceding that he is not the better top laner and saying that I'm going to get dicked down and I better get some farm and be useful.
Yeah, this is definitely a different playstyle that we've seen from Wayne in the past, but it's going to be that Ornn pickup. Orianna going to be locked in here for Wilchi. I think that's basically one of the only mid laners he knows how to play. So
I would have banned that if I knew they were swapping.
Yeah, definitely good. Definitely good to pick that up quick, if you will.
So here's what I think. I think that GMR is now gonna pick either Katarina or Diana mid lane now. Because right, like we know that he has a far easier matchup now instead of a Masters player he's into a Bronze player, right?
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna play the champions I play instead of playing Mordekaiser, which is maybe more of a safer option that he was put on because, you know, he did find success with it though. I do have to say that.
Yeah, getting Anthony onto one of his primary champions is gonna be pretty important, I think. And getting
GMR, I have to say, it's a hard team to ban out.
Yeah, they're very flexible in their picks. Actually, we're gonna see Galio locked in here, so Anthony's not gonna be playing that Katarina or Diana, but he will be playing
the triple tank
Galio,
first round.
Definitely a huge front line. I feel like now they're gonna be relying heavily on Jamin in this game to carry. And honestly, with the performance that he's had recently, I would not I fully agree with that statement at the moment.
Jamin's a phenomenal player. I think he is, with the way he's playing, him and Max are definitely the two top ADCs in this tournament. And I'm okay with putting him on that kind of carry role. We definitely do see the jungler often pick some more carry-oriented junglers. You know, he used to be more of a Mundo Jax player, but ever since Wayne said that they had some maybe ego problems with their playstyle, they've been putting on more early game junglers. So I'm thinking maybe like a Kha'Zix pickup would be good here for some more carry potential.
Ashe is going to be locked in for Juwon here as we go into the second phase. Going to be targeting towards that jungler. Of course, we're going to see Trundle taken away along with the Lee Sin. So two more early game oriented champions that, like we saw before, going to be taken away from Minkyu on the side of GMR. And we see here more bans being issued towards that top lane. Nobody wants to play against Jeffrey Aurelia. So far that's going to be 3 bans towards GMR's ADC. So,
but like Jong'an is not an entity to be considering here. I don't think his champion pool is that scary. It makes sense to ban 2 top laners here.
Lucian's gonna finish off the bans. You could argue that that's like going towards a different lane, but come on, it's definitely gonna be towards Jeffrey. That ban's definitely oriented towards Jeffrey. So
Teemo Hover. What, he's gonna pick Gragas, right? Like, what else does he play?
Yeah, the Jarvan is off the table, so it does not look like he's gonna be playing Jarvan.
Or maybe he'll pick Elise.
Maybe Elise here just to try to get Jeffrey really far ahead. But it's going to be the Sejuani getting locked in. So we see really beefy front lines so far on the side of both teams.
Yeah, I mean they kind of needed it too because we know Jeffrey's not playing a tank in that top lane. I would like a Vayne pick here actually.
Vayne could be nice.
Yeah, Ezreal's fine too. I think Ezreal's good.
I think Minky's gonna have to pick a really heavy damage oriented champion. Otherwise, I don't know if GMR will have enough damage. I think something like Graves would
be great. I think Graves would be a great pick here. I think Kha'Zix wouldn't be bad either, but Graves would be great.
Graves definitely does good into the Sejuani, I think, and also just in terms of like scaling, definitely better than Kha'Zix in that regard. So I think he's gonna lock that in, but no.
Shyvana. Also here. Not a bad champion to pick here, actually.
Yeah, another big hyper carry champion. But speaking of hyper carries, that Kayle is gonna be locked in for Jeffrey as the draft finishes off. Looks like both teams want to go late game here, or at least mid to late game ish. we do see that Kale lock-in is basically an automatic sign that you want to go late.
Yeah, I mean, I really do like GMR's draft here, though. I think it's quite good. I think they have a good grasp of, how they're going to win this game based on the players that are playing on both teams. They have a very well balanced team in terms of, damage. They are definitely on the AP side, but that should leave Ezreal a lot of room to shred. The Sejuani is going to have a lot of trouble because her instinct's going to be building what probably like Merktred's MR, leaving a lot of room for that Ezreal to shred him. Yeah.
Yeah, you could. There's a really good front line. I think both teams are going to be playing. Can play really good front to back. I mean, obviously, GMR have more tanks on the side of their team than TAC does, but the Sejuani just combined with the backline damage of Ashe, Orianna, and Kale are just going to be so good. I'm surprised to also see a Bard pick up here for Roger.
Have we seen Roger on Bard yet?
I'm not sure. I was definitely expecting something more along the lines of like a Karma or Heimerdinger here, something that we've seen more in the past. But seeing him on this Bard is going to be interesting. Bard, once again, can be one of those really high impact champions if played correctly. So going to be really exciting to see that. But overall, who do you think won the draft? And also any predictions for the series?
I think GMR won the draft, and even though TAC may be the favorite, I'm actually going to give this to GMR 2-1. I definitely think it will be a pretty close series overall. Both teams are really strong, and obviously, it goes without saying, it all comes down to Jeffrey in that top lane. If he can carry, they win. If he can't, they lose. that's how the team plays.
Yeah, this team is really revolving around Jeffrey. A lot of GMR is gonna just because of that. A lot of GMR's like success is gonna come down to Wayne and how he can perform on this Ornn, just on these champions. And if he can neutralize Jeffrey to some degree, I think it's definitely gonna be good.
And I like the Sejuani pick because we know Jung'an, he's not the most comfortable on jungle. His pathing's been a little weak this whole season. And he definitely doesn't really go for counter jungle at all, as we've noticed. So Sejuani should have free reign to just farm all she wants. And I definitely think there will be a sizable gap in gold and XP this game in favor of the Sejuani. But I also think the win condition is definitely Ezreal on this side, and the win condition on the other side would definitely be Kale. And I think both teams know that.
Shyvana is definitely going to be doing a lot of damage, though. We know that Mickey's typical playstyle is just like a heavy invade, kind of counter jungling strategy. So I do think that he can capitalize on some of Jung'an's early pathing if it proves to be ineffective. However, I do agree that I think this bot lane does win in general for GMR. Just having that Nautilus there as the front line in fights is going to be really good. But whoever comes out on top of this bot lane is going to have a huge impact on the game as well.
Well, I mean, if TAC wins bot lane, I think they win the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, I don't know. I thought Graves would be the perfect pick here. I think I don't know how comfortable he is on Graves, so I won't say it's a mistake. I think Shyvana's fine too, but I think like Graves would be really nice to have that more balanced damage on the team.
Yeah, you do have a lot of magic damage now with TSC, but I do. Well, I mean on GMR, but I guess like the argument could be made that if you did go like a Graves, you could have like too much physical damage, just based on like the amount of like how like lack of damage on certain champions and stuff.
Right.
Another thing I want to point out here, it's gonna be really interesting to see Jeffrey in the top lane. First of all, because it's his main role, right? And so like he's very used to it, but also just if you think about it, like a lot of Jeffrey's success so far in this tournament like has come down to like him like roaming all over the map and just getting so much early game pressure. But with him in the top lane instead of the mid lane and on a champion like Kale, it's gonna be a lot harder for him to try and like pick up these early kills early game. So I think his team is gonna have to try and like hold their own a little bit more in this game. Even though Jeffrey is on a signature champion, it's gonna be harder to carry on top than it is on mid, I think.
I agree, but at the same time, top lane, obviously it's a much longer lane. Top lane is definitely out of the 3 lanes the most likely to have like solo kills. So if he really can play his cards right, he can get a sizable lead in the lane itself. Whereas in mid lane, oftentimes I feel like the lane's just so short that it's a lot harder to get solo kills.
Yeah, that is definitely true. But the roams are going to be an issue, but you do have the solo kills in return. We are now into game here. Welcome to Summoner's Rift, everybody, and welcome to the THSCS Semifinals. We're really excited to have all you here once again, and you can see the team names up on your screen right now. And yeah, let's get game one underway.
In that ugly ass white font.
No, actually, I made it red this game. I made it the
Oh,
different
really?
colors. Yeah. It's hard to see it actually now that I'm looking at it, but you know. We might see an early level 1 here. Will's gonna get caught out a little bit here. 5 members of GMR have stacked in this side. We're gonna see a flash taunt pop by Anthony here, but Will Chi's gonna have to flash out, and it looks like flash is trade on the mid laners for now.
I don't know why he insta flashed. I mean, Orianna just flashes away, right? Then just trade flashes.
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like Galio can just taunt flash, can he?
No, you can't taunt flash on Galio anymore.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Oh, my bad.
they changed that a while ago. I guess last time you played Galio was when he was a top laner, and that's when you were able to do that. So.
Yeah, dude, I miss those days when Galio. It was like Galio, Poppy, Maokai meta.
Yeah, dude. I don't know if I missed those days, but definitely remember.
Galio is such a fun top laner, dude. When he was like a full tank and you didn't really build him AP at all.
Yeah, okay, I guess. We're gonna start this game off though. Both teams opting for different starts in this one. We do see a ward placed on the blue buff, so GMR is gonna know that Junghan is starting on that blue buff. Meanwhile, Minky's gonna be starting on those Raptors with that W level 1, and is gonna be going downwards in the jungle.
This early laning phase is key because I do believe that Ornn actually beats Kayle up to a certain point, up until maybe like level 6ish, maybe even like level 9ish.
Yeah, the early game for Ornn is pretty strong, especially while at the point where Jeffrey is like a melee champion. Once he does get the range, it will be easier for him to get poked out a little bit, but for now, I do think that Wayne might have a bit of a lane advantage here.
Now, if you're Sejuani here, do you buy Mercs or Tabby? That's the question. I think you buy Mercs, right?
There's a lot of crowd control. I do think Merc Treads will probably be the better option here.
That's why I was saying, like, with Graves, like it would be, like, I feel like it would be putting a much harder decision on him.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, just because, like, each of the champions will, would be, like, really good for one of them, and it'd be, like, 3-2 in terms of, like, what you should get.
Yeah.
We do see, oh, a nice trade here in the top lane, actually. Brittle Stack's going to land onto Jeffrey. And actually, Wayne, as we said before, he's going to be winning out on some of these early trades on this Ornn.
Yeah. As long as Kayle survives to, like, level 3, like, until, like, level 6.
Top lane, though. Junghan's going to miss the Q in, and he's going to avoid any further altercations. We do see Minkyu backing after he finishes his bot side to pick up that machete. Definitely going to be valuable for him, as he's going to be able to clear out his single target camps a lot easier now that he has the machete in level 3. But he is going to be looking for a full clear. Going to be going towards that top crab as well. Blue buff hasn't been taken yet by him, but so far things are looking good for him, going about his power farming ways. And Junghan is also opting for a semi-full clear. Skip the Raptors for some reason, but it's going to go towards.
Well, he did bot side, then he did red, and then he ganked top.
Yeah.
And then I guess he just went back to Krugs after that.
He's level 4 though. I guess he did pick up. I guess he picked up some minion XP on the way over there.
Potentially. Oh wait, what the? Yeah, no, wait. Shouldn't. Well, yeah, he gets level 4 off this camp anyways.
Wait,
I think Sejuani's clear is a little faster actually. Than...
Oh, another good trade. Wayne. I mean, yeah, Wayne's gonna be pretty good in these trades. I do think that in general, like, I think CSing is going to be easier for Kayle at the moment just because of her ranged abilities. But I do think that Ornn will have a good time in this lane early on. Oh yeah, Aaron, we have to predict the soul. Fire's already down, so we have to pick between the 3. I'm gonna go with.
I'm gonna go with Cloud this game.
Oh, yeah, a gank attempt here. Looks like Mickey was just kind of pathing downwards and just decided, hey, I'll try to scare Will a little bit as I work my way down. Don't think that it would have been really effective anyway.
I think Junghan's been double crabbed every game I've spectated him.
Yeah, I mean, on the Shyvana versus Sejuani, I guess it's a little bit a little bit more fair, but that double crab is going to be picked up by Minkyu there. Now has 32 CS on the Shyvana.
Oh, he's starting the dragon.
Early dragon at
On
level 4.
spawn.
On spawn dragon for the GMR jungler, and I don't know if TAC has any idea this is happening, honestly, but just given the nature of his playstyle, I do think that this is a pretty expected move by Minkyu here, and I do think he's going to be able to pick that up. That's going to be Infernal Dragon, and Cloud Soul is going to be next. So Aaron, I'm sorry, but I guess the predictions didn't go your way this time.
Unfortunate.
Oh, another heavy trade in the top lane.
Flash is traded, and Kel cannot finish off the kill.
Wow, Jeffrey almost managed to solo kill Wayne there after all of that, and it looks like they're just going to trade flashes. They have even CS right now. They're going to force it back out of both of them.
Trading like TPs right here.
They're probably just going to trade the TPs one after the other. We see Wayne actually, since he has that passive, didn't actually buy anything in base. Instead, he's going to just wait until he, you know...
Yeah, he's probably just... I don't know what he's waiting for. If you're at the kill, what do you even build? You go tabbies first, probably, right?
Yeah, I don't know. He looks to have a Sapphire Crystal in inventory right now. Could just be like just a way for him to get some mana in lane. But I
think you go tabbies mask. I think that's the move, right?
Yeah, especially against this AP top side. I do think that Abyssal Mask is going to be very, very good here.
I mean, the only real like pure AD damage on the other side is like Ashe, right? Like Bard and KO are kind of balanced, I guess, but mostly AP, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. So far, a lot of just even trading back and forth. We actually see GMR taking a slight gold lead just off of farm alone. But if we look at that, I think a lot of that is going to be on Minkyu here in the jungle. Every one of the other lanes are pretty even. We do see a trade in the bot lane. Hook's gonna land by Dicho, and it looks like Ignite's gonna get popped onto Juwon. Ignite's gonna be down.
Wow.
Juwon manages to flash and use both summoners, and it's not gonna be enough. Oh, and it looks like actually they're gonna be diving Roger into this turret. Jamin's gonna actually take 2 tower shots here. And here comes Jung'an, gonna use the blast cannon over. And it looks like Jamin was forced to use his heal for basically no reason there. I don't think that was the best idea to go through that magical journey, but I think
they just acted off instinct.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, you lose your heal. I guess you get some pressure out against Roger, but that's gonna be first blood nonetheless. Nevertheless, sorry, picked up 4 GMR. They now have a 1,000 gold lead here in this game. We see here level 6 is achieved by Jeffrey. Gonna be playing that heavy now gonna be playing that ranged playstyle. Gonna be a lot different than lane now. I don't think that Wayne really can heavily trade against Jeffrey at this point. I feel like that if he was gonna if Wayne was gonna get a solo kill at any point, it was gonna be early on. We do see Roger actually roaming over to the top lane after he backed. Looks like they're going to be pressuring him out here, trying to push this wave in for Jeff as Rift Herald just spawned. So smart move by Roger, I guess, especially because of that free back. But meanwhile, we're going to see a double ulti popped in the top lane. Jeffrey's going to use the ult and buy him some time, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I do think that Minkey's going to be able to pick this up. That's going to be another kill for GMR, but Wayne's eating this giant minion wave, and here comes Roger. The Galley ult is going to come in and also going to save him for now. Sejuani ult is actually going to land onto the Shyvana, but the last E is actually going to miss. Don't think that Roger's going to get out of this, but Anthony is going to finish up that kill onto Jung'an there. Wilchi was not able to roam in time. Obviously, the Galley ult does a lot more work in terms of roaming than Orianna just walking up to the top lane. So that's going to be 2 kills, another 2 kills for GMR, and that's a quick 3-kill lead. And honestly, getting a kill onto Jeffrey is going to be pretty big so far.
One thing I do respect there, though, is that Jeffrey realized he had no flash, right? There was no way he was getting out of that situation unless maybe he ran to Bard. So he did just go straight for the kill and, you know, try to get as much damage as he could. Definitely a respectable move that comes with a lot of experience.
Yeah, I was in a position where he couldn't really do anything. So it looks like TAC actually is going to start that Rift Herald despite losing that trade early. So I guess they picked up on the back timings, and honestly with Wayne coming back to base and Minkyu going towards his wolves, I do think that this is going to be a free Rift Herald.
I don't think Roger and Juwon are getting along.
More trades here in the mid lane. We're going to see Dicho actually land a hook onto Will. Has the ultimate available. Going to pop it onto him. brings Will Chi down to very low health. The last Q is not
I
gonna
think
land.
if Galio committed there, took 2 tower shots, he would have just died.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, I guess right as soon as Will Chi like got to really low health, they did pick up the Rift Herald. So I guess at that point they did know where they were, but yeah, Anthony definitely might have been able to get that kill if you kind of like flash Q'd over or something. So right now, GMR have a 2,500 gold lead at this point. This is something. This is a situation we really haven't seen from TAC from that many games, except for maybe against Planet of the Apes. But you see like TAC playing from behind. It's gonna be really interesting to see how they do that.
I mean, the one game they played from behind, they lost, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean they also lost against Ram Ranchers. I don't remember exactly how that went, but probably not super well.
Actually, I think they played from pretty significantly behind against CKK.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Don't remember that.
He was playing Lucian. He just 1v5.
Oh, that game. Yeah. The Lucian Annie game, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But something that is going to be a little bit different than what we've traditionally seen. Oh, hold on. We might actually see a play in the bot lane. Hook's going to land by Dicho onto Will Chi. Bartle, Tempered Fate is going to block out Daniel for now. And it looks like the rest of everyone's going to get away safely. Ultimate used there by the Bard, but honestly not too bad. Something that we do is different than we've seen before. Even though TAC was behind in their previous games, they still had Jeffrey as like a backup option.
Right.
And he had like, despite them being down like six kills to 2, Jeffrey would be like 2-0-0. So like I do think that it will be a little bit different here, as second dragon is going to be picked up here. Are you paused right now?
I am, yeah. It says healing sick pause the game.
Okay, never mind. We are gonna be paused here, but yeah, we don't see any kills onto Jeffrey as of now, and with that second dragon being picked up, going to be pretty interesting to see how Jeffrey plays.
He's doing just fine though. He has 93 farm at 11 minutes. I wouldn't be that worried.
Oh, it's Ocean Dragon, and once again, I'm correct. I think I'm like 3 for 3 at this point. I'm just so good at these predictions, honestly.
You're a fucking loser, you know that?
It's gonna be Ocean Dragon, Ocean Soul for this game. Gonna be good on honestly both of these teams, especially with those heavy front lines, and the Ezreal like just poking back and forth and healing up. So I do think that Ocean Dragon is going to be very valuable on all these teams. We do see another trade actually. Ultimate's gonna get popped by Wayne here. Kale Ultimate's gonna be used, but it's not gonna be enough, and Wayne actually solo kills Jeffrey in the top lane. That is very surprising and well done by Wayne here.
But now we have to say, Jeffrey has just picked up his Gunblade, the first major power spike for Kale, so things may be getting a little bit different.
Yeah, if we're gonna be fair here, like, honestly, like, Kale, until she reaches like that level 16, it doesn't really matter what happens to her. As long as she doesn't fall super far behind, it's not gonna be that bad. And actually, we see Jungin and Roger, trying to collapse onto Wayne here, and I do think they're gonna manage to kill him. Jeffrey actually TP'd from the back and is going to pick up the first kill of the semifinals on the side of TAC. Yeah, solid TP by Jeffrey there. She saw that ward that he placed earlier in that bush and decided to TP there instead of into the tower, definitely giving him a good flank. Oh, well, we do see a play in the mid lane. Shockwave is not even going to be used in time as Minkyu just ults over, and that E does so much damage right now with that Runic Echoes completed. They're going to spawn the Rift Herald mid.
Shyvana is going to be so fucking scary. She has just free farmed so much at this point that I mean, as we said, she's 1,000 gold up onto the Sejuani in 2 levels. Exactly what I said, right? I said the entire game she's gonna have a major gold lead. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
What happened? Juan just got massacred.
Looks like Minkyu is gonna be flashing in, but that final E will be finishing him off. Meanwhile, Anthony actually falls to Jungin and company in that mid lane, going a little bit over aggressive onto the turret. We also saw Rift Herald being popped in the top lane, getting a couple plates down for Jeffrey, getting him that extra gold there. So. Overall, a lot of things just happened right there, but overall, in general, I do think I still give the advantage to GMR overall in that trade.
I agree. I mean, we just see like the potential to Shyvana. She only has her Runic Echoes enchantment. In that fight, she only had a Runic Echoes enchantment, and absolutely chunked that Ashe. Gold
lead is now 4,000 in favor of GMR. This is honestly like a pretty so far. Looks like GMR has a very good control of this over this game right now. But we do see the scaling keep increasing right now for TAC. We have this Oriana by Will. Hasn't been really doing much so far, but I mean once he gets a couple items, will be really strong. Also, the Sejuani will be scaling up, and once he gets a bunch of tanky items, will also be really valuable in these team fights. And of course, the biggest one of all, Jeffrey is still yet to hit level 11 on this Kale, and once he does, definitely opens up a whole nother power spike for him. So definitely a lot of waiting for TAC to try and get ahead a little bit. But we do see also like GMR also has some scaling champions. They do have that the Shyvana already with 3 kills, so that's ahead of what where Jeffrey is at the moment. So,
and it's important to note, even though it may look like Orange winning lane, he's still down about 3,000 gold. I'm gonna have to interrupt myself.
We're gonna see a trade here in the top lane. Ultimates pop by both top laners, but Jeffrey has hit that level 11, gonna be doing so much damage, and actually managed to pick up that 750 gold shutdown onto Minkyu. Meanwhile, Shockwave's gonna hit 2 onto the member of GMR. Daniel's gonna pick up the final kill as both Squishies go down, and it looks like Junghan is going to be putting the finishing touches onto this Nautilus, and that's going to be a double kill for Junghan there. So overall, that's a 3 for 1 on the side of TAC, and that was a good play, trying to get him back into this game a little bit.
Yeah, and as I was saying, the Kale is actually, even before that fight prior, she was about 2,000 gold, 1,000 to 2,000 gold up on the Ornn, just based on farm alone, and I guess that one shutdown that she got, and now she has a major shutdown. 11 like in terms of the amount of gold that a Kale should normally have at 16 minutes, Jeffrey is still exceeding that mark.
Oh, and it looks like Wayne actually just fall here. That's just a lot of damage. It looks like Wayne underestimated the power of Jeffrey's damage and in its burst, honestly, in that combo there, and he's gonna be falling down there. Meanwhile, we see Minkyu making an aggressive trade onto Will here. Doesn't look like they're gonna be able to finish him off as 2 other members of TAC come down. Honestly, I haven't seen Roger in the bot lane at all this game. He's just after the early laning phase, he's just been roaming with Junghan, the jungle support duo, just kind of running all over the place on the map. I guess that's what you're kind of supposed to do on Bard, but you are leaving Juan on a bit of an island here.
Right, but also to be fair, we see Juan's playstyle is literally just catch as much farm as you can in the entire game.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Still down about 40 CS onto James Ezreal though. We do see the Ezreal kind of coming out of this laning phase on top here. And we did say that if the TAC bot lane won the game was going to be over. We actually see a stolen dragon here by Minkyu here. He's going to use the ultimate to heal up a little bit along with the Galliwell to save his life. Junghan's going to flash in, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to fall.
And he lives.
And Minkyu manages to survive through all of that, but here comes Jeffrey. He's level 11. Ultimate's going to get popped onto himself. Immediately takes down Anthony. And a good Bard ult by Roger. Tempered Fate's going to catch onto Jamin. He's going to go down as well. Dicho's going to pop the stone plate, but I don't think it's going to be enough to save his life. And that's another 3 kills for the side of TAC. They are coming back into this game.
But GMR is on soul point now.
Yeah, good play by Minkyu to try to get that kill. Try to go in, and I think he just ran straight into the pit without using the ultimate and still manages to smite it out of Junghan's hands. Is 2 levels up, so the smite's definitely going to be doing a lot more damage, so he can smite it at an earlier point. But the turnaround by TAC was very good. As soon as they tried to retreat on GMR, Jeffrey started to run in, had that ultimate pop, got into the middle of the team, and was able to clean up that fight. I mean, as Twitch chat can also tell, which is basically transformed into the Roger Yang fan club, I do think that Roger's ultimate was definitely really good there.
I agree.
Definitely got them another kill or 2 onto TAC. I mean, onto GMR. Sorry, his teammates are so confusing. So after we saw a 4,000 gold lead on the side of GMR, it has now come back to around 500 at this point. So at 15 minutes it was 4K. Now it's only about 500 as we approach the 19-minute mark. We're going to see Roger take an aggressive magical journey in, but not going to be able to do that much. It's on top of that. We do see him placing a lot of wards, having a 22 vision score, definitely running around and doing his due diligence with the vision on the map. So, so far, Roger's
Orange
Bard
about
is very good.
Tabby.
Yeah, the Kale and Bard, Kale, Ashe, and Bard.
And then Oriana offers more than most casters as well.
Yeah, I would say that TAC do have a decent amount of crowd control on their team. whether it's from the Sejuani, the Kale, Ashe, or even the Orianna Shockwave or Bard ult. Speaking of those ultimates, we see an Ashe ult landed onto Anthony in this mid lane and on this bot lane. It looks like the GMR mid laner has been caught out a little bit, farming in the side lane. Gonna use a taunt to catch Jungin, but here comes Roger again, finally in the bot lane, but Juan finally in the bot lane with Juan. That ultimate's going to land onto Anthony in the middle of his E, and that's going to do it for him. He is not long for this world, and Juan is going to pick up his first kill of the game. Good kill, good collapse there by the side of TAC. This jungle support duo on the Bard, I am liking this. They have been able to rotate along the map very well and been able to make a lot of plays. So good on them so far.
We still see GMR hold a slight gold lead, mostly for the most part even, but 2 kills in the favor of TAC. But we still have to note that there's 3 dragons, with the 4th one spawning quite soon, that GMR is going to be looking to take for Soul.
Oh, we might see Roger make the play here. I want to take a look at these gold numbers right now. We see Jeffrey with about a 3K gold lead on the side against Wayne, but everywhere else it looks like Will actually has an 800 gold lead over Anthony, but in the other 3 lanes, definitely in favor of GMR for now. We're gonna see Jeffrey actually get knocked out here and chunked it very low. Gonna use the ultimate to save him for now, and that's a good flash out of him to save himself from those ultimates. But he's gonna get flashed on by 2 members of GMR. James is gonna pick up a nice shutdown. That's gonna be 3 kills for the side of GMR, and this fight has once again been turned around.
I mean, Ashe in the bot lane, farming up.
Yeah, when he went for that that little arrow, but it was not enough. But it looks like after getting that 3-for-0 trade, GMR is going to be looking towards this Baron. Jungin is still available, but him and Juan are the only members that are going to be alive, and they shred this Baron, honestly. Like, they do a lot of damage to it, and I do think they're going to take it down. So 22 minutes into this game, GMR is going to take down the first Baron of the semifinals. After going even again, they have now extended their gold lead to about 3K over TAC.
And this Ashe is still about 30 farm down.
Yeah, he still is. So a lot of that gold went onto Jamin's Ezreal there, because he got the kill onto Jeffrey. That was a nice 850 gold shutdown onto him, and now he has that Muramana and Triforce completed, going for that Blade of the Ruin King. We see the 4th dragon spawning shortly, and if TAC want to still have a chance in this game, they're gonna need to take this. Soul point now for GMR. Ultimates available by for only some of the members. Galio, Ezreal, and Nautilus don't have it available on the side of GMR. But they are going to see the dragons started up by TAC actually. Ultimate is available on Minky, so he can maybe ult over the wall and get a miracle steal here. They're going to drag it out a little bit, but here comes GMR. Flash is going to come in, and the smite is secured by Minky's Soul for GMR. That's going to be the Ocean Soul. Meanwhile, good shockwave onto 3 members of GMR by Will Chi, but it's not going to be enough to kill any of them for now. Jeffrey looks like he might be the next target here. He's going to be running away from them. Nice slow by the Shyvana, but the Bardal is going to save them for now, but that's going to be at the expense of his life. The TAC bot lane goes down in that fight. That's going to be 2 more kills going towards Gamori as they pick up the Ocean Soul. Huge steal there by Minkyu. He is definitely, with those last 2 steals, having a massive impact in this jungle so far, and they're looking for more here. GMR going towards this inhibitor turret. Jeffrey does not have the ultimate, so it's going to be hard for him to get into the faces of this team. And it does look like GMR is going to take this middle inhibitor as well, as their reward for getting that winning fight in the bot lane.
As much as we like to talk about Wayne and Jamin and that top and ADC roles respectively, really, GMR has, in at least these last like 6 games, has jungle dissed almost every team to oblivion.
Yeah, Minkyu has been so strong.
Minkyu is never behind in XP or gold, and he almost always equals in map pressure as well.
I mean, one of the best junglers here. I mean, honestly, I think one of the strongest roles in the THSCS has been in the jungle. We see Chad, Minkyu, and Kieran all putting up incredible performances on all their teams, and all 4 of their guys are still alive. Yeah, Hudson Yeah, not maybe not me, but you got Hudson as well in there.
Hudson does quite well in the games we win.
Oh, we're gonna see ult actually land onto Disha. This could be good for the side of TAC. Stun's gonna land on him as well. But the rest of TAC is a little bit late to follow up here. We're gonna see a hook onto Jeffrey here. Gonna have to pop the ult to save him. But here comes that Ornn. All the Forge God is going to land onto 2, but a nice shockwave by Will, getting a kill on Anthony's gonna get a kill onto Jung'an, but so does Bard, and Orianna will also fall. And it looks like GMR is gonna be looking for more. Jeffrey's gonna be their next target. Meanwhile, Juwon's still farming in that mid lane despite all of this, but Jamin is going to be chasing in with that final E, going to be taking down Jeffrey, and it looks like TAC is just gonna march down mid and end this game. And so very surprising. 25 minutes into the game, this has been pretty dominant showing by GMR.
Yeah, I mean, they had some blips, but really they just won 2 fights that were 4v5, and they won the game off of that. Also, the Soul Dragon's pretty big too.
Good, amazing jungle pressure all around. Wayne held his own against the best player in the tournament, and it looks like in 26 minutes, GMR is going to take this victory. Unless we see another fight here under the fountain, we're going to see Juwon basically free farming under the fountain, but it's not